911 star Oliver Stark shares his thoughts on a slow-burn relationship in Buck's life and offers his hopes. Evan Buck Buckley and his romance with Tommy Kennard, Lou Ferrigno Jr., has so far played out in the background of 911 Season 8. However, Stark has promised that Tommy will come to the fore in episodes 5 and 6, after which the status of their relationship will be clarified. In an interview with Screen Rant's Rachel Forge, Stark reflected on Buck's habit of falling quickly into romantic relationships and whether he'd favor a slower approach, including, potentially, with Ryan Guzman's Eddie Diaz. In response, Stark agrees that the best relationships are ones that have a slow burn element. Read the exchange below. What Stark's comments could mean for Buck. It's something that Buck has never really experienced on screen. Oliver Stark as Buck looking directly at camera in 911 Season 8. Heading into 911 Season 9, which is so far unconfirmed, Buck's relationships have tended to fall apart for one reason or another. Although the specifics tend to differ, a common thread that can be pulled on is that Buck does rush into things, only realizing later that he and his partner may differ fundamentally when it comes to where they are in life and what they want. This happened most prominently with Abby Clark, Connie Britton, early on in 911, but also occurred with his other pair-ups. Reading between the lines of Stark's comments to Screen Rant, it could happen again with Tommy. Stark previews that Tommy will be a little bit weirded out by some things going on with Buck and adds that in episode 6, there's a lot of clarity on where their relationship is at and a lot of truths learned about each other. That could mean that they will go through a rough patch. Or, alternatively, that Stark's ideal slow burn is still a possibility. Our take on Stark's slow burn hopes for Buck. There's only one person for the job. Although it's spoken with a bit of self-aware playfulness, considering how long the pairing has been a favorite among fans, Eddie is an ideal candidate to have that slow burn relationship with Buck. They've been friends since Eddie was introduced in the series during 911 Season 2, with Buck becoming another parent to Christopher, Gavin Mayhew. The slow burn, in this case, has already been happening for several seasons. It's not just that the history is there, or that Stark and Guzman have an easy chemistry that makes their scenes fun to watch. It's also that the story would be novel. In the realm of television, where pairings are decided early on, with only little room for variation, it would be rare for 911 to explore what happens when two platonic friends decide to make the jump into something more. That rarity is only increased, given the history that's already there and what it would mean for Buck and Eddie to grapple with it.